Okay, so it's 10 o'clock. Good morning, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. I welcome you to
We can't hear you, Professor.
forgive me, my internet keep on fluctuating.
Okay.
Yes, sorry about that. My internet was not stable. So today we have two speakers. The first speaker is Dr. Reniku Takora. And Dr. Takora is the founder of the Global Sustainable Futures. She's also a lecturer with the University of Central Lancashire. She happens to be the director for, Center for Social Legal Studies. And she is also the CEO of Global Sustainable Futures Network, CIC UK. Dr. Takora, the floor is yours. You have 30 minutes to do your delivery, after which we will ask members to come in with their questions.
So I will share my screen. Thank you very much. I hope you can see my screen, right? I have made other people, some of you co-host. So please, when you see people please admit them. Thank you. And so now I will start. So, dear colleagues, professor, lecturers, researchers, ladies and gentlemen, I'm honored to be speaking to you today. And I'm looking forward to connecting with you. And I will, as I'm not present in the conference, I will be looking forward to reading the book of abstracts once published. So, as already mentioned, I'm Dr. Renuka Thakur, and I'm from UK. Over the past 3 decades, I've been into several areas, including academic and non-academic realms, leaving my mark on the Asian, European, South African, and African continents. My engagement spanned many prestigious organizations such as European Union, African Union, UN agency, and international communities and universities. From last 17 years, I have been in this climate change mitigation and adaptation field. And from last 3.5 years, I have started my initiative worldwide, which is Global Sustainable Futures Network. And I would like to mention that we are contributing towards the mainstreaming climate adaptation and mitigation through co-creating sustainable futures. And I want to go through our vision and objectives. So let me share a 5-minute video. Despite very significant development gains globally, which has raised many millions of people out of absolute poverty, there is substantial evidence that inequality between the world's richest and poorest countries is widening. Today, the world has become more complex, and poorer countries have experienced significant economic and social development. However, the inequalities within countries have also been growing, and some commentators now talk of a global north and global south, referring respectively to richer and poorer communities which are found within and between countries. There are many causes of these inequalities, including the availability of natural resources, different levels of health and education, the nature of country's economy and its industrial sectors, international trading policies and access to markets, how countries are governed and international relationships between countries, conflict within and between countries, and a country's vulnerability to natural hazards and climate change. So, most importantly, researchers are called upon to address the barriers to climate science in the global south. These culturally diverse nations of global south are united by common threats to their sustainable futures. Challenges faced in creating collaborations, partnerships across national borders and academic disciplines. Through Global Sustainable Futures Progress Through Partnership Network, we want to play a leading role in creating an inclusive, collaborative, innovative, and engaging platform for early career researchers and like-targeted stakeholders, including startups and entrepreneurs, supported by experienced senior researchers and business leaders, where everyone can share in their research, innovation, visualization, and enthusiasm in parallel to network success. Our fundamental objective is to create a strong research environment, building to a multidisciplinary and multisectoral team of endogenous professionals that would be capable of pursuing and utilizing participatory and integrative approaches in solving public and environmental sustainability problems. Therefore, our priorities are empowering and capacity building, working with researchers to empower communities and individuals, increase independence and support to those who need it, give researchers and stakeholders the legacy of sustainable practices, fair and inclusive, improve economic and social and environmental equality, pursuing development which offers fair distribution and access to good quality life.
Hello,
And
Dr. Takoma?
yes, networking and engagement provide an innovative and global-wide platform to make global. Yes.
I hope you've started. My internet was fluctuating.
Yeah, we have started. Yes. Is that okay? Should I keep going?
That's good. It's okay. It's okay. Let's keep on going.
Sustainable futures, progress through partnership network, an effective and well-connected network,
Let's
transforming
continue.
traditional society systems to more sustainable systems. And above all, it is sustainability. So, co-create sustainable and resilient development pathways to secure sustainable futures for all and everyone. So I will stop here, and this is what we have as our vision and objectives. And I will go back to my presentation. So, so far in last 3.5 years, we have been able to, we have connected to 1.5 million people in the world. We have got 7,000 coordinators from 175 countries, and we have already won 6 prestigious awards, and we have delivered 1,500 online videos, and we have got 21,000 LinkedIn connections. Having that all advocacy, we have also put, we have presented our views from the ground people, that is Global South, taking into the high level dialogues. And we have also got 3 grants which we have successfully delivered, and now we have got 4th grant which is ongoing. So I just wanted to share all that. And then finally, I have doing last 4 months, like from 2024, I have been delivering Global South summits. And here you can see a snapshot, but I have put links to everywhere. So I will share the PowerPoint with Professor, and you will get that. In January, we did Pakistan, and in February, we were in Egypt, then we were in Kenya, and then we were in Nigeria last month. However, what we are doing in summits, that we are focusing on local issues and bringing people together to debate and try to find solutions, and then move that forward towards the demonstration for the whole year. And now this month I had to postpone because I'm going to SB60 meetings. But next month we already have joined our hands with Professor Edward here, and Suyani Technical University is already our technical partner who has joined us. So I'm very grateful to Professor Edward Owusu. And that is what I'm looking forward. However, now on the behalf of GSFN, I'm express my sincere gratitude and welcome you all on the pre-conference workshop of ARCTUC 2024, the Applied Research Conference of Technical University in Ghana. And the theme today, the university, industry, and government partnerships for accelerating innovation and entrepreneurship for national development, is very timely. And I will explain in the following slides. I'm also very grateful and to the local organizing committee chairman led by Professor Edward Owusu, and who has worked very hard. I've seen him last few days that he has been working very hard and putting this program together in a very organized manner. And he has packed beautiful, eminent speakers, researchers and practitioners and policymakers around the Ghana to come on this platform and exchange their valuable opinions. So I wish you all the productive conference, and I'm excited to be a part of these discussions today. So why we should be excited about the triple action? Of course, it is not a new concept. However, it has been studied from several decades. However, these discussions become very important when there is a need for transformational change in the services provided by the humanities. And that is what we are going through, a time where we want transformational changes. University, industry, government collaboration brings together different actors, perspective, competencies, and objectives. And therefore, we need to be promoting such knowledge exchange platforms and bringing innovation in front of everyone. it provides, sorry. It provides, a government with the science fact knowledge, and it can have their independent lens so that they can judge the scientific these complex questions through the scientific lenses. And also universities and technologists and others can connect with the government project, and they can display their abilities and competencies in helping and moving the country or the region along with the government's requirement. And so that is what it really helps. And I think these type of conferences should be highly attended and encouraged. So coming back to the main discussion, fostering, attracting, and retaining green talent. We all know, and absolutely who are here, I think we all agree that climate change is happening. We have already seen effects of that scientists have predicted, such as loss of sea ice, melting glaciers and ice sheets and sea level rise, and more intense heat waves. And scientists predict that such global temperature, this is happening due to the global temperature that has increased, and that is due to the human-made greenhouse gas emissions increase in the atmosphere. And this will increase as we go on. The intensity and the severity of the climate change impacts will increase. You can see here there are several disasters mentioned in just late 2023. And these all factors affect the availability of fresh water and other, it impacts severely the infrastructure and the natural resources and the natural biodiversity of our regions. Oops. Yeah. And so you can again here see that just within these 4 months of 2024, we have already seen several disasters happening, of which I think you all know very well about the East Africa flooding and cyclones that has been impacting people's life. So, and there are studies which show that climate change is happening around the world. However, Africa suffers disproportionately from climate change. And we all must be vigilant and be talking about this everywhere, in every meeting, and at our even our dinner table. Africa suffers, like lately we have seen that months of heavy rain due to seasonal monsoons and rainy seasons, and there have been several floodings. So this causes deaths and displacement in several East African countries, including Kenya, Ethiopia, Uganda, Tanzania, Burundi, and Somalia, and so on. So, and the statistics show that at least 1.6 million people have been affected, and nearly 500 people have died, and more than 400K have been displaced. So there has been a severe destruction due to the climate change. And we also know that this has been expedited due to the fossil fuel use, and that includes coal, oil, and gas. And they are the largest contributors to the global climate change, and accounting for over like 75% of global greenhouse gas emissions. And so we need to understand that how we can change this scenario if we are able to have alternative energy sources then we would be in a better position to address these climate change. So it is important to say that the countries are all motivated now by the need to phase out from fossil fuel responsible of the global warming of the world is facing. And it is during the Paris Climate Conference that they agreed that they will move out of this scenario, they will move away from fossil fuels. This determination was subsequently, reiterated at various conferences of climate change, and we still see the debate ongoing. And therefore, green energy demand for transitions and the minerals have also started. In a sense of these green change will require us to identify new minerals, do mining and other activities that was not being done before. And so we need to, if we want to phase out with these, there should be electricity generation technology that should be from the low carbon material or the systems. And therefore, it will impact rare earth materials directly. And the minerals from the countries around the world will show that Africa has a high resource of these minerals. And therefore, it is we have to work on, 1 second, please. 1 second. Sorry. And so we have to build an infrastructure to address these problems immediately and urgently and on a large scale. And that is why we need to bring the renewable energy and many other things together to address our problem with climate change. So climate change is already impacting labor market with millions having change and left and lost their jobs with unprecedented disruption in recent years. It has been highly, debated nowadays that why this is happening and what should be done. And so there is a demand for green skills or green transformation. And green skills can be, defined as the knowledge, ability, values, and attitudes needed to live in, develop, and support a society which reduces the impact of human activity on the environment. And at the same time, we want to achieve sustainable development goals. So again, not only address climate change, not only address the problems related to climate change, but we also want to achieve sustainable development. And so by investing in such skills, government, businesses, and individuals can work together, and this platform allows a real good opportunity for everyone to engage and talk about this. And I'm sure we will hear plenty of such things in this coming 2-3 days. And that would be so substantially important for all those who are involved here, and also to the local and global level, at a global level. And so there should be something like first of all, we will have to do a mapping of green skills requirement that we need to reskill. So we will have to get into our own, we'll have to dwell into what we have and how we can change and where we should invest and how to attract the right talent. And that would require, plenty of course, the main disciplinary knowledge that we are imparting is important, is their significance is not lowered. However, how we use that disciplines to uh, produce more effective solutions for the multidisciplinary problems or multi-stakeholder problems. And that is where we have to bring our, knowledge, and we have to put our resources in a right way. Uh, Especially the apprenticeship, vocational education, training, and other forms of work-based learning would help and create this talent pool. And therefore, this combination of, government, employers, and individuals is very important. And we will have to make sure that individual needs are, addressed. At the same time, employers speak to individuals and the governments that what type of skill set they need. And so there should be a lot of partnerships, and that is what I feel that we have to embrace, and when there is a talk of partnership, I think there should be a lot of flexibility, adaptability, and learning atmosphere. We all have to be in a learning atmosphere. Today, what we have learned may not be true next day. That is what we have to think in a sense of, because when we found out oil and other things, we thought that that was the best solution. However, though it has served plenty of our, humanity needs, giving us plenty of comfortable and technologies and so on, we did not think that through as a systems thinking or systematically of looking at a long term. So here, I think again, we have to be in a mindset that we need flexibility and adaptability. And those skills must be developed along with the main learning of the subject, main subject learning. And those vocational skills will be like team working, understanding the scenario from the systems thinking, and so on. Now, what I particularly think that because our problem is from climate change and especially from the carbon emissions, we must focus on making our activities, making our businesses, making our government work towards carbon neutral position. And these carbon neutral position or carbon emission and the whole area of carbon emissions must be again looked from the science-based target initiative. And there are people working in this, the technologies, the understanding has already been developed. However, within the context of people, the activities change. But however, the main activities such as, using energy, generation of waste, travel, then procuring supplies, and all these remain common. And therefore, the work is need to be that. We have been traditionally doing all these activities. However, how we can do it sensibly with having no impact on our environment, but also then having better social impact, how we can do that. And again, I will come to the ethical as well. So here in science-based targets, we have to focus on three, all our activities and the total carbon emission of either you can take it as an individual or an organization or at a global level as well, national level as well. So the scope is depending upon you. However, if we take it I will be focusing on organizational level. So generally, the carbon emissions are divided into scope 1, scope 2, and scope 3. And therefore, here we need to have plenty of capability of data collection. So data analyst, we need to first of all, we need to understand what are the science-based targets, what is the science behind each calculations. Then we need to understand all the activities that is in our organization. And then we need to understand which falls into scope 1, scope 2, and scope 3, and try to understand. So that is what the skills we will require. That type of skills we will require. And if we are moving towards, having said that, if we are moving towards renewable energy, then there is again a whole range of things. Say, for example, new minings, we will need new mining activities. Then how we understand what are the health and safety problems, or what should be the working condition, what should be the labor relationship. Because today we have seen that, the mining which is happening in Africa, generally it is seen that because they only deal with the core, like just supplying the ore of the mining product, and the refining and other things, and the final product is done elsewhere, they get very little benefit. And therefore, they should try to bring that business at home. So not only, of course, there is a lot of work required in safe mining, how to establish the working condition and all that. At the end, because I have seen the examples that where there is a mining and no proper arrangement of health and safety and other things, generally children are placed in that working condition, and they are used to as a labor to for the mining, and which is highly unsocial, and it impacts their life and so on. They are not, when they have to spend their time in education, they have to actually go and work. And the parents have plenty of diseases and so on. Again, due to this mining and other things, there is loss of biodiversity, local culture, and so on, which needs to be looked at. So there should be the understanding. These understandings are not in main disciplinary subjects like, biology or chemistry or physics. They are there important. They remain there as an important things to be known. But with that, how we implement in the real world and how we make it more effective for sustainable development, that understanding needs to be created. And therefore, each area here, which I have mentioned, like diversity, equity, inclusion, you need to know their principles, definitions, and how to address those problems. And these are the new areas where we need to focus. At the same time, as I already mentioned, environment management becomes a huge subject to be understood and learned and to be delivered on at every scale. With any activity, we definitely have an impact on an environment, but also there is a waste generation, and there is and when we are going to deal with these rare elements, we are going to we will be dealing with hazardous and non-hazardous waste and emissions and so on. So including, air, odor, noise, light, and many other aspects. So how we increase the knowledge, understanding, and the system to address these problems that we need to know. Then following that, we also need to go into circular economy, which I will come later. And then after having all this said, there is a huge problem of corruption, a huge problem of integrity, honesty, and fairness, and so on. And I think we need to focus on understanding and learning these areas as a subject matter, as an expert matter, to go in line with line of environment and social environmental problems. And because this is an opportunity that we are transforming the system from one like development to sustainable development. It is a transform of a system, and therefore we must take an opportunity. This is an opportunity to integrate these ethical areas within our activities. So we need to understand, and then also it should be so much transparent that people will be able to make their choices about these things when the company displays this. And therefore, there should be such practices. And so coming to the circularity, as I already mentioned, this, and of course, AI is going to be a fundamental playing role here, playing a fundamental role here, because as I mentioned, we cannot change anything unless we measure and we know what is wrong. So for measurement, we will require a lot of data. There is data being collected. However, we are still not understanding its full capacity or full landscape of the data, and therefore we need to understand that data and AI is going to play a big role in there, and therefore we need to focus on this. So having said that, we need to encourage people to understand what is AI and implement its applications responsibly going forward. So this is also a big opportunity. And so here I come with the circularity. We have to think of where our waste can become a resource of some other industry or other company. And that is where we need to focus. And therefore, circularity is in a huge demand, and circular products and services will regenerate our nature. And at the same time, we need to be encouraging democracy, self-help, self-responsibility, equity, equality, and solidarity. And this all will require a cooperative, sharing nature, and we will have to be partnering with everyone at several levels. So this is very important. So we have to focus on having a sharing economy or cooperative and so on. And therefore, there are plenty of business opportunities are there, and we have to make a partnership that would bring social, environmental, and governance structure in a way that we all can share the benefit equally. There are so far we have been doing this. However, the inequality has grown a lot. I mean, in every area, even in the area of opportunities or in, wealth or whatever you may think, knowledge acquisition, knowledge sharing, training, and whatever. So we have to focus on all these areas with partnerships so that we can decrease the inequalities. And finally, I would say that creating partnership across various stakeholders and academic disciplines will promote multidisciplinary, multi-stakeholder, transnational network locally and globally. And for that, we need skills like team working, transdisciplinarity, understanding people's voices and how to get those people voices, how to bring them on board, and so on. So there's a huge work of such soft skills to be developed along with the hard skills like data collection and technical skills. And I would say now these soft skills are also taking so much formal presentations within the world, I mean the real world, that they are also a technical skills. You need to know how to be diplomatic, how to be fair, how to be equal to everyone, how to encourage equity between everyone, and so on. And that is also a skill which we need to promote. And so I think finally, I would like to say that there is a need to strengthen science, technology, innovation. It requires systems of approach, and it must develop our capabilities. Each one's capabilities need to be addressed. Profound linkage between research, policy, and practice is needed, must speed up the transition to an innovation-led, knowledge-based economy, and the open, inclusive, and proactive and engaging platform for developing and disseminating empirical research must be there, and the monitoring and evaluating their effectiveness in delivering sustainable development goals and targets should be there. So there is a whole range of skill development. First of all, understanding, advocacy, skill development, evaluation, monitoring, and then reporting. So I would stop here, and thank you very much for listening to me.
Thank you very much, Dr. Takora. Your presentation has been very fruitful and insightful. Before I ask people to come in with their questions, I want to summarize what Dr. Takora said. So she started by letting us know the 5 major types of renewable energy. And these are solar accounting for 3.7%, wind 6.6%, geothermal 1%, biomass 2.3%, and hydro 15.3%. She also defined green skills, that we need green skills. And according to her, green skills are the knowledge, abilities, values, and attitudes needed to live in and, of course, develop to support a society which reduces the impact of human activities on the environment. And to do this, we need all stakeholders to come on board. So she talked about government, she talked about employers and individuals. Of course, the other stakeholders really matter. And according to her, we need to maintain a carbon neutral position, and this will help us to achieve goals 7, 12, 13, 14, and 15 of the Sustainable Development Goals. And again, we need to be ethical. So she talked about integrity, moral principles, conscience, responsibility, fairness, values, honor, and the fact that we need to make a lot of choices. We also talked about the fact that we need to, we go to an environment or a point where we need to integrate artificial intelligence in most of our activities. In this era, or in this fourth industrial revolution, we need AI, and it will play a major role in changing So here she talked about global intelligence, change management, cultural competency, and of course, a few other ones. Then she also talked about the fact that we need business partners and solutions if we want to achieve SDGs. We only have 6 years ahead of us. And of course, she mentioned various stakeholders, especially entrepreneurs and CEOs and all leaders. She also talked about the fact that we need both soft and hard skills. And to end it all, she emphasized that we need to create partners across various stakeholders and, of course, academic disciplines. Dr. Takora, thank you very much. At this point in time, we want to give our listeners, people who have connected from all over the world, the opportunity to come in with their questions. We have people connecting from Ghana, United States of America, Somalia, Egypt, Eswatini, Nigeria, a whole lot of people, Egypt and all that. So please, if you want to come in, just let me see your hand. I'll call you. When I call you, introduce yourself, then you ask your question briefly. So it's question and answer session. Yes. Any question? So we have a question coming from Very Reverend Professor William Obindente from Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. Prof, please unmute your microphone and ask your question.
Thank you so much, Prof. Owusu. And let me also commend you as a chairperson for the program. You've done exceptionally well. Dr. Takora, thank you so much for your presentation. So brilliant and so nice. Going through your presentation, if someone wants to partner with you, what are the prerequisites? Thank you.
Doctor, please unmute your microphone.
Yes.
I think you have muted it.
Oh, sorry. Thank you very
Yes.
much.
Okay.
So partnership with GSFN is free and very easy. So I would like to share one slide that how we encourage partnership in GSFN if we have time. Is that okay?
Okay, all right.
I mean, I'm asking Professor Edward that should I just speak about one thing?
Sure. Please
Okay.
go ahead and do that. Yes.
All right.
Thank you.
So, 1 second, please. I need to open the right slide. Okay, so I will share one slide and explain you what we do. So this is what we do when anyone joins GSFN. We ask them to fill out 6 elements and they come in the form itself. One, we ask that what are you, like which SDG number you want to impact, in a sense of the one which you desire the most to achieve, okay? And that is could be from 1 to 17 any. And then we have this where I have written research, that is, we call it the domain, that where your work is, concentrated. In a sense, so we have 4 domains: education, research, enterprise, and community. And we think that we can put our activity in one of the domain where we strongly impact. Then we have this level. It could be global. It can be, country level, university level. We also have tribal level, indigenous level, and many other people have chosen the level they want. It could be any sectoral level and so on. So these 3 elements, and then we ask you to put 3 words that prescribes your activity, main activity. And you become, with these 6 elements, you become a chair of GSFN chair that is unique in the world. And with this uniqueness, we don't ask you to do anything extra, because this is what we have asked you as your passion or your activity. And you keep on doing your activity. At the end of the year, we say that, okay, please fill out this self-nomination form, what you have done so far. And you are free to put any links, any evidence, so that we can judge you. And just by the face value, we give awards to people, in a sense of they would be from bronze, silver, gold, and platinum. And this we have been doing from last 3 years. And it has been very, very, encouraging to the people. And that is a way GSFN and accredits people for joining them. And this is all about like impacting the world. And so it is really excited by, accepted by people. So I will stop here. So that is where we think that comes in the partnership. Now, when it goes to the specific thing like, grants and other things, then, and also we do all the activities that are democratic. So everyone gets one email that this is what we are going to do. If you have an interest, submit your interest. So every time we do that way. Then once people submit their interest, then that becomes a closed group. So for example, 50 people have submitted or 10 people have submitted, then that becomes a closed group, and we do our activity in that closed group. So always there is, and we want to increase the opportunity to people, that this is the opportunity, get into it and work. So, and then when there is another thing like grant and other things, we definitely agree on the time and aspects, where if there is a commercialization of that project, then we agree on other things, and then we move forward. So that is how it is. And mainly it is negotiable, very flexible, and so on. Thank you very much.
Thank you so very much, Dr. Prof. Chair. Thank you.
You are welcome, very Reverend Professor William Obindente from Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. Okay, so the next person is Ms. Diana Amankwa from Ghana, Takoradi Technical University. Please unmute your microphone and ask your question briefly.
Oh, thank you very much, Prof. I'm not even sure if it's a question. I appreciate the doctor's emphasis on data and how to access it. But then currently a cross-section of technical universities or even countries have issues with high illiteracy issues. So I'm just wondering, moving forward, how we can align high illiteracy rate and accessibility of knowledge. I mean, placing education in the knowledge economy, because that is the only way, the most effective way to make progress. I'm just thinking aloud. I don't know if it's a question or if she can comment on it. Thank you.
Thank you very much, but I lost few words. Can anyone explain me again? Of course, I understood about the data and electricity. I did not fully understand that. The question.
Ms. Amankwa, could you please
yes,
reframe your question in a few words? I mean, the main ideas. Could you?
Yes, Doctor. My point is that yes, data is very important, and accessing data is a crucial part of the knowledge economy. But at the same time, we have a cross-section of institutions, communities facing a high illiteracy rate. So how do we align that and the knowledge economy going forward?
Yes, yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Yes, data is very important, and there is also a high illiteracy rate. I completely agree. And not everyone is interested in mathematics. And in the whole world, if you see, numbers, when it comes to numbers, people really struggle. Many of them, not all. Like we have seen that the percentage of people struggling with numbers compared to text is more. So people generally struggle with numbers. But however, what I would say that the experts who can understand the numbers, like for academics, for example, or someone researcher who has done that analysis, how many of, I would say, how many of these people have been able to translate that understanding in a simple layman person language? How many of you have gone to the community and said that, okay, I have identified that 35% of water leakage is there in the country, so we should be doing this. I think that is where we all have to work. Communication is very important. Of course, data collection is very important, but that can be owned by expertise, those who can do it. But these expertise must again translate. And therefore, I said many times the soft skill of team working, of communication, of taking leadership, these all things are very, very important so that we can translate that to the people who can easily understand. Illiteracy is because we are having very, very formal structure, and that formal structure is not acceptable by everyone. People are with different level of understanding, with different level of, ability and disability, and these all could be silent. It may not be vigilant, and we haven't done that analysis of our community, that how many can understand this or that. And there are various types of teaching. Probably, you can do it with social media nowadays, because that is attended by young people so much nowadays. They enjoy short videos, not a long videos. So how about doing those learning in a playful manner, in a trendy manner that people would understand? Then I think, and also again, I would say, now it is not something that only degrees can do you, and only even the assessment of literacy, we need to rethink of those things as well, that how we assess illiteracy and how we assess literacy. And I think there also we need to focus. I think a whole range of things need to be thought about it. Okay, rethink. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That was insightful. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Takora. Any other question? As we wait for someone to ask a question, let me acknowledge the presence of these entities from all over the world. So we have from Somaliland, Farah. From US, we have Latoya. From Zanzibar, we have UC. From Somalia, Farah, okay, I mentioned your name a while ago. From Nigeria, we have Tayai Alebo. I hope I mentioned your name right. From Uganda, we have Michael. And the majority from Ghana. Ghana, we have Dr. Richard Champong. We have Julius Lamte, very Reverend Professor Obendente. We have Tubuga and a whole lot of people. Please, if I didn't mention your name and you are connecting from a different country, kindly put your details in the chat section. At the right time, I will acknowledge your presence. Any other question? So maybe the last question before we go to the next presenter. So I have David. I only have David here. The name is only David. David, unmute your microphone and introduce yourself before you ask your question. Thank you.
Thanks, Doc, for this opportunity. My name is David Kojomafu, a building services engineer.
From which country, please?
From Ghana, please. From Ghana.
Okay, thank you.
Technical University.
Thank you.
I would like to ask if we can have the opportunity to get a slice, just because various invitations were being sent across. So the presentation slides, if we can have an opportunity, so that we thoroughly go through it, and then if we need to partner, we take on the process which Dr. just introduced all of us to, and then we can come on board. Thank you so much.
Certainly, I will share the, my PowerPoint, which has all the links. And here also I have put in the chat the first link to join GSFN and to make your chair badge. And so from there we can move forward. Once you fill up the form, you will be put in the Google list and you will receive all the information, and then you can connect individually also. Thank you.
Thank you, David. Thank you, Dr. Takora. We go straight to Nigeria. Tai Alogbi, I hope I got the name right. If I didn't get it right, kindly educate me. Please unmute your microphone and ask your question. Introduce yourself first.
Good morning, Dr. Takora and Professor Uwosu, everyone on board, all protocols observed. My name is Taye Alagbe.
Hello, can I ask you to take out your mic and speak because there's an echo?
Oh, okay. I hope you can hear me. Let me. Okay.
Taye,
can you hear me? Yes, can you
Taye,
hear me now?
Better.
We're receiving some feedback. Could you please reposition yourself?
Yes, I have. I've done that.
I think it's okay now.
Yes.
Please go ahead with your question.
Thank you. I'm Taye Alagbe from Nigeria. My question has to do with, yes, you, Dr. Takora, you mentioned something about the green skills. I wanted to find out, how is this demonstrated, the green skills? How do I identify someone that has these green skills? Is there some kind of certified training to demonstrate it, or there are some actions that are to be observed? Can this be seen? Are they actionable skills? I want to find out from you.
Wonderful question. Wonderful question. Thank you. Thank you very much. So, for example, now just taking this activity, when we have conferences, we generally did it just on site, right? And that includes, travel, which emits carbon emission. It includes the, everyone's time and everything. But at the same time, when we are making it hybrid, then we are making it flexible for people to attend. We are also lessening the travel emission. If people want to work from the home and connect from the home, then they can do, and so on. So that is one activity that we can say that it is a green conference with that one activity, okay? At the same time, when we are having this meal in the conference, then we can have procure that meal only from the local places. We can encourage rather than importing or bringing from a very sophisticated super mall, which might be many miles away. It is better to have a local person bringing and eating local food. So that is one activity that would change your, whole carbon emission factor And it will also increase, you know, a lot of social and environmental, like better, positive environmental and social impact. Again, there are plenty of other things like, you know, if you are having just an discussion within your one group rather than but otherwise, you know, if you alternately, you can have that discussion by bringing other expertise from different discipline, different contexts, that would increase your understanding of how it relates, like the changes what you might be want to bring. Are they impacting someone else? Are they having any consequently impact on other areas? You won't know because you are not known to that area. But if you bring that another person or another stakeholders on board, then you can understand. So it is all about thinking how we can expand, but also to look in long term and what are the impacts of our activities. So generally, all is activity based. And the changing how we approach these activities, we can move to green skills. And that's why I said, you know, the best people would be who know the disciplines, they have understood their disciplines, but on the top of that, we need to understand other skills. Now, taking an example of a river, maybe like, so in a geography subject, or you will know the river, but how this river impacts or how people impact river, that is not taught generally. We are taught that, okay, river goes from here to here, it has this flow, and that, and all that. So then we are dealing only with that physical or chemical area. But how then it interacts with the population? Why then, you know, different type of activities have evolved because of that river? And what will happen if the river course is changed? What will happen if river gets polluted? And so all these all interconnected areas are not taught in the mainstream. And that is what we need to look at into how we can change. And so that is a whole green area. So green skill is not only in one thing, but also thinking of like, what are the alternatives? Like alternative of, and generally at the moment, because we are having a high priority in energy, we are generally looking it as a skill for renewable energy. So whoever knows about solar energy implementation and the plant and that all about that industry, then we think that it is a green industry. However, we are still not looking into the life cycle process of that green industry, where actually the material that is going to make us green industry is coming from somewhere where people might be having you know, consequences of that mining and activity on their life and environment and the biodiversity and so on. So that is what it is, a big range of green things. It's not a straightforward answer because you can be
Thank you very much.
whatever you are expert, right? You can just change that activity and think, probably.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Takora. And that brings us to the end of the question and answer section. We'll be moving on to the next presentation very soon. As I do the introduction, Dr. Joseph Kwesi Agyemang, could you please share your screen as I introduce you? Thank you very much, Dr. Raniko Takora, founder
Thank you so much.
of the popular NGO GSFN Network. Doc has shared some links in the chat section. If you want to be a partner, you could actually download the forms filled, and she will, of course, attend to you. Okay, so at this point in time, let me introduce the next presenter. The next presenter is Dr. Joseph Kwesi Agyemang. He is a Ghanaian scholar who made history recently as the first person in the world to attain 3 unique PhDs in accounting. He is an assistant professor or senior lecturer of the University of Eswatini in Eswatini. He also happens to be a research fellow and external supervisor for master's and doctoral students of University of South Africa in South Africa. Dr. Kwesi Agyemang, you are welcome, and you may start with your presentation. So you have 30 minutes to do your presentation, after which you ask members to come in with their questions.
Thank you very much, Professor Edward, for giving me this opportunity to take part in the presentation process of this conference.
Hello, Doc. Hello, Doc.
Hello.
Could you please set your slides to slideshow?
Oh, okay.
There is an hourglass there. If you click on it, it will occupy the entire screen.
Okay, let me try. I'm coming in.
So on top, from 5, we go to home, insert design, transition. Beneath transition, we have setup slideshow. Just click it and it will occupy the entire screen.
Yes, I'm trying.
So so file, home, insert, design, transition. Under transition.
Yeah, it's freezing on my end here, so that is why I'm coming very soon.
Yeah. Doc? Hello, Doc. Hello, Dr. Agyemang. Hello, Dr. Agyemang. Can you hear me? Hello, Dr. Agyemang. Can you hear me, please?
I think he's here, but he's working on it. Should I stop the screen sharing and so maybe he will be able to share again?
Let's give him some few seconds and see. If he's not able to do that, then probably you can do it from your end.
Yeah.
I think I sent them to you yesterday, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Have you seen it
Yes,
now?
Doc, please.
Is it okay now?
Oh, okay, but we can't see it from our end here.
You can see it from your end.
Yes, so on top of your PC, have you seen file? So from file, you move to home, from home, you move to insert, from insert design, then from design to transitions. Beneath transition, we have set up slideshow. Just click it and it will display on the entire screen.
Can you see it now?
No, we can't.
Do you have two computers or two slides? Is that something, I think you can close the unshare here and share again.
Yeah, and share again.
Yes, please.
Okay, so you just unshare. Dr. Takora, can you share from your end? Or maybe let's give him some
Let
few
him try
minutes to do that.
once. Let him try
Okay.
once, and then I will be able to.
Okay.
Okay, now you need to click
Okay,
on.
so now click on. It's not active.
Okay.
Okay. Can you see it now?
Here, perfect.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, perfect. It's okay.
Okay.
So please
Okay. Thank you,
go
Prof.
ahead. You're welcome.
Thank you very much. Yeah, thank you once again, Professor Edward, for giving me this opportunity to be part of the speakers of this third Applied Research Conference of Technical Universities in Ghana. In fact, I'm very, very much honored to be called upon, as I have said, to speak on one of these emerging topics. I must say that I'm also happy to be a product of Sunyani Technical University. So if technical universities are organizing this particular conference, and as a past student, you have been invited to give a talk on an emerging topic, I think it's a plus on my side. And it's also a plus for all technical universities in Ghana. Yes. Like the first speaker said, Dr. Takora has mentioned a number of issues of which technical universities in Ghana, I believe that they must also incorporate some of these emerging issues in their academic curriculum so that to talk about emerging trends in accounting, education, and research, a call for major changes, if possible, in curriculum of technical universities in Ghana. I would say that looking at the emerging issues, how organizations are transforming from the old means of doing things to a new ways of doing things, then there is the need for technical universities to also make sure that they try to transform their academic curriculum to suit these emerging ways of doing things. Now, based on my background, I have decided to talk about this particular topic. Now, the field of accounting yes, as Professor Edward said, I'm a Ghanaian by name Joseph Kwesi Ajiman, a lecturer at University of Eswatini and a research fellow and then external supervisor for masters and doctoral students of University of South Africa. The field of accounting, education, and research is experiencing a dynamic shift, which is prompting a critical examination of existing curriculum in technical universities. As the demands of the accounting profession evolve in response to technological advancements and global trends, there is a pressing need for major changes in how accounting education is structured and delivered in technical universities. This presentation will help us to be familiar with the current trends shaping accounting education and research, and identify the challenges inherent in the curriculum, the current curriculum, and advocates for forward-thinking approach that embraces innovation, practical relevance, and a holistic skill set. By delving into emerging trends, proposed curriculum changes, and the integration of technology and real-world application, this presentation aims to underscore the imperative for transformative overhaul in the education and research landscape of accounting. Before I start, let's look at the key areas that we are going to cover as far as this presentation is concerned. I will start this presentation with popular accounting quotes. Then we move on to the introduction. We will look at evolving landscape of accounting education, challenges in current accounting curriculum, emerging trends in accounting, rationale for curriculum revision, proposed changes in accounting education curriculum, and proposed enhancement in accounting education curriculum, key areas in accounting research, and then we conclude. Let's try to refresh ourselves with some of these common quotes that are linked to accounting. If I may quote them one after the other. Emily White once said, and I quote, "To master accounting is to sculpt the future of financial intelligence," unquote. Laura Anderson also said, and I quote, "To understand accounting is to comprehend the very fabric of economic reality," unquote. Brian Clark also said, and I quote, "Accounting education is not just about passing exams, it's about embracing the language of prosperity," unquote. Jessica Turner once said, and I quote, "To learn accounting is to equip oneself with the tools and sculpt a prosperous financial future," unquote. Robert Kiyosaki also said once, and I quote, "The accounting is the best place to start because it's the present form of finance. It's the purest form of finance. You can't fool it. It's empirical." Werner von Braun also said, and I quote, "Research is what I am doing when I don't know what I am doing." Thank you very much, unquote. Now, the field of accounting, as I have already said, the field of accounting education and research is experiencing a dynamic shift, prompting a critical examination of the existing curriculum in technical universities. The demands of the accounting profession evolve in response to technological advancements and global trends. There is a pressing need for significant changes in how accounting education is structured and delivered at the moment in the technical universities in Ghana, and if possibly, globally. If I may say, in 2000, 1999 to 2000, I was a student at Sunyani Technical University. And I realized that But then all the technical universities, which they were called polytechnics, the most popular program that a number of people expressed interest in was HND accounting. So I passed through that program, and by God's grace, I am who I am now. My field of accounting started from Polytechnic, and I could realize that even till date, accounting education in technical universities in Ghana probably still have the greatest number of students who are studying the various specialization of accounting education. So if the trend is changing, then we are calling for a drastic change in the curriculum of the accounting education in the technical universities, so that when these students come out from these institutions, then the industry will be in a better position to employ them, because these students will be equipped with the current trends in accounting education to meet the demands of these industries. So as the demands of the accounting profession evolve in response to technological advancements and global trends, like I've already said, there's a pressing need for significant changes in how accounting education is structured and delivered. Now, accounting education is such that gone are the days that accounting was more of paperwork. Gone are the days that recording of transactions were centered on only financial transactions. Now, accounting education has come to a point that such an education would not be able to meet the demands of the various companies or the industries or the sectors without adding or making sure that technology is aligned with accounting education. As I have also said, accounting education was centered only on the recording of financial transactions. That is gone are the days. Now we expect organizations, companies are also reporting non-financial transactions, of which these areas should be inculcated in students through how this design of curriculum will also be achieved. Then let's look at the evolving landscape of accounting education. Accounting education, as I've already said, is undergoing a transformation to keep pace with the evolving business environment. Traditional methods of making way, they are making way for more interactive and practical approaches to learning. And therefore, we expect these interactive and practical approaches to learning to be incorporated in the current accounting curriculum in various technical universities in Ghana. Now, let's look at the challenges in current accounting curriculum. We could find some of these challenges: lack of alignment with industry needs. We may say that many accounting programs are lacking behind in addressing the skills required by modern industry. Now, you and I always hear that a lot of graduates are not getting jobs. Here is the case. Most of these companies out there too are in need of skilled accountants. So if technical universities are producing accountants, and these organizations or companies are also in need of accountants, why are these products coming out from technical universities not getting the jobs? They may not be getting the jobs because the curriculum of polytechnics or technical universities, as they are called nowadays, might not be in alignment with industry needs. Technical universities are not producing individuals or graduates for themselves. They are producing products to go out to meet the demands of these companies. So when designing the curriculum, we expect that we align the curriculum with the industry needs so that when these students come out from these universities, at least majority of them will be able to meet the needs of the industry. But you could also realize that some of these programs are not in alignment with what the industry needs. And for that reason, when the students come out, it seems like they are holding the certificates, but the technical skills that I have gained, the technical skills that they got from these institutions do not meet the requirement of the available organizations or industries. We could also talk about insufficient emphasis on technology integration. The rapid advancement of technology in accounting has outpaced the curriculum's integration of these tools. So now, accounting is about accounting technology. Accounting is no more about physical books. It should be in alignment of what? The technology. So the technology alignment of this curriculum will also help the products that are coming out from technical universities to meet their requirements. But it's a challenge in the sense that most of these technical universities might be still running accounting programs that the components of technology in the curriculum might not even meet the needs of these organizations. So it becomes a challenge. Now, let's look at some of the emerging trends in the accounting education. Now, accounting is moving towards automated processes. And for that reason, we have automated accounting process. Organizations have automated their accounting processes. And those organizations that have done so have seen a strong return on investment, with accounting software offering connectors and speeding up common procedures. Now, robotic process automation is also used to standardize transactional data from various sources. Large companies prefer enterprise resource planning as we speak over standardized or standalone accounting software, as they offer additional features such as supply chain management, order management, customer relationship management, inventory control, logistics, human resource management. So if this is what is happening, then we expect the curriculum of accounting education in technical universities to also take into consideration how automated accounting processes will be delivered to the students. Because now, many C-class executives expect more firms to adopt automated solutions. These C-level executives, the chief executive officers, let's say chief audit executive, chief financial officers, and so on and so forth. They are all expecting more firms to adopt automated solutions. We also have another emerging trend in accounting, cloud-based accounting. Businesses are increasingly turning to internet accounting, using cloud-based accounting software to manage their transactions, that is, their finances online. This trend has grown during the pandemic, for instance, allowing for remote access to company books that are purely encrypted. Cloud accounting offers benefits such as immediate import of sales and revenue data, remote access to financial information, real-time collaboration, with team members and consultants, and easy to understand financial statistics displayed in charts and reports. And therefore, we expect the accounting curriculum in technical universities to also take this aspect into consideration. Then another emerging trend is data analytics and forecasting tools. Now, data analysis has become more effective in accounting, helping organizations with budgeting, tax advice, risk management, and auditing. Tools like Power BI, R programming, Python, SHS, advanced Excel, and so on, companies are able to improve their economic efficiency. They are able to manage performance and risks and make better decisions by providing essential information. So data analytics has also come to stay. We need accounting students to be trained to be more of data accounting analytics rather than mere accountants who claim to be accountants. Now, another emerging trend that we expect the curriculum to also take into consideration is blockchain. But blockchain is a new accounting trend that uses ledgers to track and transfer financial data securely and transparently. In this case, a number of organizations are exploring its use in financial processes as it is resistant to corruption and can also record various transactions. Blockchain technology has the potential to revolutionize the internet by enabling the distribution of digital information while preventing copying. So blockchain has also come into stay, of which we expect the curriculum to also consider it. Now, accounting is also having a branch of forensic accountancy as an emerging trend. How do we also include this aspect in the accounting curriculum in the technical universities? Forensic accounting is a recent trend in accounting that focuses on detecting and preventing financial crimes such as fraud, corruption, and money laundering. In this case, forensic accountants are skilled in accounting, law, and technology, and perform functions such as creating plans to prevent commercial crimes, examining financial records for errors, calculating financial losses and contract violations, and offering litigation support. Their work helps protect companies from fraud and potential financial losses. Now, day in, day out, we do hear of these fraudulent acts in a number of organizations. Even though we do have auditors in all these organizations, but the question is, or somebody will ask, why is it that we have all these guys, but the company activities, the company's finances are also compromised with? Then there is the need for us to also include in the curriculum so that we can also train some people to have special skills in the area of the same accountancy to be able to help prevent some of these fraudulent activities that do occur day in, day out in most of these organizations. Big data in accounting has also come into stay, which is one of the emerging trends. And big data is revolutionizing the accounting industry by helping businesses and professional accounting firms analyze large amounts of data to gain valuable insights and to be more productive in identifying problems. Now, organizations are now seeking accountants with strong backgrounds, as I have said, in data analytics and machine learning. Let's look at in the post-COVID era, companies are struggling to recruit finance and accounting professionals and are increasingly turning to remote work options. Many organizations are also outsourcing their accounting tasks to maximize internal resources and to increase profitability. Outsourcing accounting functions is a growing trend that is cost-effective and often leads to high levels of satisfaction for business organizations. And for that reason, big data has also come into stay as one of the emerging trends in accounting. Then let's look at dynamic accounting standards. Now, accounting is a profession that constantly evolving due to changing financial standards worldwide. Now, we have international financial reporting standards, for example, international public sector accounting standards, and a lot of standards that are coming into play. But the question is, the accounting curriculum in technical universities, are they accommodating all these standards to be able to equip the student to acquire the requisite skills that the technical universities will bring them out to meet the demands of the companies? So these standards, we need to also make sure that from all areas of specialization and accounting, the auditing standards, the accounting standards, standards that is governing all the areas of specialization, we expect that at least the curriculum in the technical universities will constantly update and include them so that we will be able to get products that will help transform various companies to meet international standards. Then we are also talking about fostering collaborative partnerships and seeking for international accreditations. This is one major thing which is happening recently in the area of accounting, and in more particular, linking it to business schools. I know that most of these technical universities have established their own business schools, of which the programs are being accredited by GTEC in Ghana at first National Accreditation Board. But the question here is, are we producing students to only meet the demands of Ghanaian market? A university product should be able to fit everywhere he or she will find himself or herself. So apart from Ghanaian market, you may also find out that most of these products from our universities will move out from Ghana to other companies or advanced countries to seek for greener pastures. They will go with these certificates, and most of these institutions will begin to question and assess the recognition, international recognition of some of these certificates. Yet, the university is accredited in Ghana. It is well known in Ghana. The program is well structured, but you will see some of these organizations telling you that now, this your certificate, the institution that you had it from does not even have what we call nowadays Triple Crown accreditation, of which a number of universities globally is trying to also have, in addition to the local accreditation. Some of these are Advanced Collegiate Schools of Businesses, AACSB, European Quality Improvement Systems, EQUIS, and then Association of MBAs, popularly known as these three. They are normally called Triple Crown accreditations. I must say that if the institution or if any technical university in Ghana tries to get these accreditations in addition to the local accreditation, I think we will be able to meet the global market instead of what? The Ghanaian market, because a lot of these countries have begun to question the credibility, the recognition of some of these certificates that most students take it out there. So I will advise that having sought for the local accreditation let us also try as much as possible to get some of these Triple Crown accreditation, so that if you go elsewhere and they realize that the institution in which you are coming from is accredited by some of these international accreditation bodies, then I think our students will also find a better place to enjoy themselves. Let's also have a look at the rationale for curriculum revision. Here we are saying that technical universities must revise their accounting curriculum to ensure graduates are equipped with the skills demanded by the industry. Bridging the gap between the theory and practice by updating their curriculum, that is the technical universities, they will be able to, or they can bridge the gap between the theoretical knowledge and then the practical knowledge. In this case, it tells us that we need to make sure that we integrate the industry into our programs. That is the program accounting program of technical universities. What the industry needs is what the technical universities are also supposed to produce to meet such demands. So let's look at the proposed changes that should be made in the curriculum. Let's try to integrate technology and innovation and accounting education curriculum. Like I have already explained, now you can never talk of proper accounting without linking it to technology. Technology has come to stay. Then we have to also integrate sustainability and integrated reporting in accounting education. Dr. Takora made mention of sustainability issues. Now, like I have said, accounting initially was in need of reporting financial data. Now, non-financial information should also be disclosed in the financial statement. So as we report the financial information, non-financial information should also be reported. That is sustainability reporting. In the area of environmental reporting, social reporting, governance reporting. Now ESG has come to stay. So there is the need for us to have a look at environmental accounting. For instance, how do we account for our environmental issues? How do we account for our social issues? Then let's add these to the financial issues so that we have what we call integrated reporting issues in our curriculum education in technical universities. And this will help to achieving the United Nations 2030 agenda for sustainable development goals. Then we need also to integrate practical case studies, of which I know some of these programs have in place. But how strong are they? We need to integrate practical case studies in accounting education. Let's adapt to changing regulatory environment. Like I've said, let's try to make sure that all the standards that are coming into play, that is accounting standards, auditing standards, any law governing the accounting education, let's try to incorporate them in the curriculum so that when these products come out from the universities, that is technical universities, they are not going to be found wanting outside them. Let's also foster interdisciplinary collaboration in the area of accounting research. Now, because of these technological advances, because of the reporting of sustainability issues, then it tells you that, for instance, if you are a lecturer into accounting in any of these technical universities, there is the need for you to collaborate with other departments, other schools, other faculties in the technical universities to be able to have a common tool in order to conduct research that is also needed by the country or globally. So without interdisciplinary collaboration, you will see that at times your research, you will not be able to even do the writing. It may happen that even these data analytics, you go to computer science department or ICT department and you collaborate. So that at least when it comes to data analytics, then you also get experts from these areas to help enrich our research out there. In the same vein, we need to also train students, our students, to be able to conduct what? Accounting research. You could realize that technical universities mostly are interested in producing, let me put it in this way, bookkeepers in relation to accounting, not accounting researchers. So it seems like we are interested in teaching, and then we ignore the research aspect of accounting. At times, you even see some of these students, their projects works or their thesis has nothing to do with the accounting that they are specializing in. So I will also try to urge our colleagues, accounting teachers, to make sure that we encourage these accounting students to develop interest in conducting research relating to the area of accounting. Accounting has a number of branches in the area of auditing, in the area of financial accounting, in the area of taxation, in the area of any management accounting. Let's encourage the students to conduct studies there. Likewise, those of us handling the various accounting courses, we need to also be able to teach and link our students to probable research areas in the various topics and courses we are teaching these students, so that we do not end up producing only students who will turn up to be bookkeepers, and then we ignore the research aspect of the program. Because without research, there is no university. And university, the main focus of it is research, not necessarily bookkeeping. Then we also have proposed enhancement in accounting curriculum. Let's try to enhance ethical considerations in accounting. We try to make sure that the students will understand the importance of integrity and honesty in their profession when they go out there. We should also try to enhance the utilization of simulation tools for experiential learning. Let's enhance the practical skills and real-world application. Let's enhance the internship program and industry collaboration. Here it is very important. I know technical university students have a time for going in for internships, but some of these internships are hidden agenda by these students. They might not even go, because at the end of the day, they will hide somewhere and write a report or contact somebody to write a report for them, so that they send it to the various quarters in the university that they have done the internship. But there's the need for us to also bring the industry into the lecture theater. Let's bring the C-level executives, the chief executives, the chief audit executive, the financial officers, and so on and so forth, whose duties and responsibilities in various organizations have a link to what we are teaching the students in classroom. So when we bring them there, then it is like we have brought the industry to lecture, then the students will also benefit. We have to encourage critical thinking through problem-solving exercise. Let's adapt to changing regulatory environment, and then, like I said, we foster interdepartmental or collaborations. Then, these are the key areas in terms of accounting research, emerging areas. Sustainability reporting has come to play. We expect students and lecturers to try as much as possible to study these areas: integrated reporting, forensic accounting, fourth industrial revolution and digitization, auditing and public sector financial efficacy, audit committee, and so on and so forth. Now, for me to conclude, the call for major changes in curriculum of technical universities, accounting, education, and research is not just a necessity, but a strategic imperative in preparing future accountants for the complexities of the modern business world. By embracing emerging trends, enhancing practical skills, and incorporating technological innovations, embracing global standards, fostering collaborative partnerships, and prioritizing student sources, technical universities can ensure that graduates are well equipped to meet the demands of accounting profession with proficiency and adaptability. To end my speech, I will end it by this quote by Sarah Bradley. Don't be intimidated by what you don't know. That can be your greatest strength, and ensure that you do things differently from everyone else. We expect technical universities to do things differently from the mainstream traditional universities. Thank you. Siyabonga in Eswatini language, and then Siswati. Midamu nyina mwasi. Nyame nshira yi nyina. Bako.
Thank you very much, Dr. Joseph Kwesi Agyemang. My system has been fluctuating, so I have to call a staff to bring a device for me to use. Let me quickly summarize what presenter said. Then after that, we'll give listeners opportunity to ask questions. He started by walking us through some quotations. From there, he went straight to the introduction. He talked about the field of accounting, education, and research. Then he also mentioned that the traditional methods are making way for more interactive and practical approaches to learning. He talked about some challenges in current accounting curriculum. Some of them are lack of alignment with industry needs, insufficient client emphasis on technology, automated accounting processes, among others. Then from there, he moved straight to rationale for communication. He mentioned a lot of points. Then from there, he moved straight to key focus areas in accounting research. There he talked about sustainability, reporting, integrated reporting, forensic accounting, fourth industrial revolution and digitalization, auditing and public sector, financial efficacy, audit, committee and government, audit and data analytics, management accounting system and tools, performance management and measurements. The last one is tax planning strategies. While doing that, we mentioned that we need critical thinking skills, and we also need problem-solving skills. So we want to thank you very much, Joseph Kwesi Agyemang. Please, if you have any question, just let me see your hand, then I'll call you for you to ask your question. Any question on his presentation? Has someone got a question on Dr. Kwesi Agyemang's presentation? Okay, so Dr. Takora, please unmute your microphone and ask your question. From there, we go to Ms. Diana Amankwa. Dr. Takora.
Thank you.
Please.
I will follow up afterwards. Let others complete their questions.
Say that again. No.
Please continue with others. I will follow up later. Thank you.
Okay. So I move straight to Ms. Diana Amankwa. Your question, please. Unmute your microphone and ask your question.
Thank you, Chair. It's not a question, it's just an appreciation of the presentation. It's a direct, has direct reference to current practices. Most of the time now we say perish or publish or perish, but if you look at it critically, you realize that the publication is not actually honing in on research, which empowers both teachers and learners. And I think that is what the research is addressing. So there's a holistic approach to reviewing not only but other courses so that we can actually bring our TVET education 21st century.
Thank you very much, Ms. Amakwa. Any other comments or question? Any other question or comment?
Okay, I can go now.
Okay, so Dr. Takora, you can come in now.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. And thank you very much for very, very innovative presentation. I think they have, Doctor has brought in plenty of different, avenues into accounting. And that is what is, because there is no one way of changing the system. It depends on where you are and how you want to move. And therefore, I think we have to consider a range of things. And therefore, there's loads and loads of opportunities going forward. So I congratulate, especially in bringing all these together. And so I don't had any question. I cannot question him at all because he presented a very nice 1 second, please. Yeah, so just I wanted to commend his presentation, that it was very insightful and bringing all aspects together. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much once again, Dr. Takora. Before we go, let me acknowledge and also thank all those who connected from different parts of the world. I'm going straight to the chat session. So we actually have people who connected from US, majority connected from Ghana, some connected from Somaliland, Zanzibar, Eswatini, Egypt, Nigeria, Uganda, Infinitum. So let me take this opportunity to tell you about the other sections of the conference. So tomorrow is the arrival at Technical University. We'll try as much as possible and provide a Zoom link. In addition to that, we'll be live on YouTube. If you go to our YouTube page, Nyaing Technical University, you can stream the program live from there. So 29th, which is Wednesday, 2024, May 2024, is the registration opening and plenary and also exhibitions of the 10 technical universities present. Then also we have keynote speakers from academia and industry. We have Professor De Graaf Tosumenu from Cairn University, Mrs. Sarah Noko.
I think we have lost again.
Oh, yeah, but okay, I think I'm
Recording in progress.
Sorry, my system went off. Technology and its challenges. Okay, so we also have keynote speaker from industry in the person of Mr. Andrew Lamptey, Head of Sales and Operations, Toyota Ghana Company Limited. Then the second day, another same day, we are going to have oral presentations. Actually, it will run concurrently. We have 3 sections. All of them will run concurrently on that particular day. Then on the same 29th, we have virtual presentations and poster presentation. Then in the evening of that same day, we are going to have our talk show or our panel workshop discussion. And we have experts from all fields. We have very Reverend Professor William Obindente, who is the HOD for Department of Mathematics, KNUST, Kumasi, Ghana. We have Honorable Alhaji Ali Duseidu, a former MC at Sokorimampo Municipality, Ashanti Region, Kumasi, Ghana. We have Reverend Samuel Ishen, Vehicle Sales Manager, Northern Sector, Toyota Ghana Company Limited. We have Professor Mrs. Abna Obri Yeboah, who happens to be the Pro-Vice Chancellor of Kumasi Technical University, Ghana. We have Professor Hamidatu Darimani. She is the Director for Business Advisory and Marketing Directorate, and also the Director for Gender and Diversity Center, Dr. Hila Liman Technical University, Ghana. We have Surveyor Professor Emmanuel Bamfo Eje, the Dean School of Graduate Studies and Research, Cape Coast Technical University. And we also have Dr. Mrs. Eunice Boachi Yadom, Senior Medical Officer, Sunyai Teaching Hospital. So on the 30th of May, we also have plenary paper presentation and exhibition and the closing and award ceremony, and of course, dinner. Then on the 31st, we will go and visit some tourist attraction sites in the 2 Bono regions of Ghana. So you're all welcome. You can connect via Zoom and also YouTube. We hope that in the near future, we'll collaborate with Dr. Takora's Foundation and present more of these workshops, especially now that we have about 6 years to hit 2030. We pray and hope that by the time we are in 2030, we may have achieved, if not all, most of the 17 Sustainable Development Goals. Thank you to our 2 facilitators, Dr. Takora and Dr. Kwesi Agyeman, who took time out of their busy schedules and responded to the call and gave us insightful presentations. We also want to thank all those who connected from diverse locations. God bless you. Hope to see you tomorrow and also on Wednesday for the opening ceremony of ATUG 2024. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Prof.
Dr. Takora, don't forget to share